Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into some common Python mistakes that new coders often make, and how you can avoid them. Trust me, I've been there, staring at lines of code, wondering why my program isn't cooperating. It's all part of the learning process. We're going to break down these errors in a way that's easy to understand, even if you're just starting out. We'll unpack why these mistakes happen and, most importantly, how to fix them. Think of this video as your coding cheat sheet for dodging some common pitfalls. Whether you're working on your first Python project or brushing up on your skills, this video's for you. Let's get right into it. Alright, let's start with a mistake I see beginners make all the time. Modifying a list while iterating over it. Imagine you're trying to remove all the even numbers from a list. You might be tempted to loop through the list and delete elements as you go. The problem is when you delete an element, you're changing the size and indexing of the list. This can mess up your loop and give you unexpected results. Python gets confused about what it's supposed to be looking at. So, what's the solution? List comprehensions. They're like Python's elegant way of creating new lists, based on existing ones. Instead of deleting elements within the loop, you can use a list comprehension to create a new list containing only the elements you want to keep. It's cleaner, more efficient, and it avoids all that confusion. We'll walk through an example so you can see exactly how it works. Next up, let's talk about mutable default arguments. Now this one might sound a bit intimidating at first, but stick with me. In Python, you can define functions with default values for arguments. The problem arises when you use a mutable object, like a list or a dictionary, as a default argument. Python creates this default object only once when the function is defined, not every time you call the function. This means if you modify the default argument inside the function, that change will persist for all future calls to the function. It's like using the same sticky note for every reminder. Things can get messy and confusing. The solution is to use as the default argument instead. This way, you create a new object every time the function is called, avoiding any unintended side effects. Trust me, your future self will thank you for this one. Now let's clear up a common point of confusion. The difference between equal sign and is in Python. Both are used for comparison, but they operate on different levels. The double equal sign checks for equality of value. It's asking, do these two objects hold the same value? The is operator, on the other hand, checks for object identity. It asks, are these two variables pointing to the exact same object in memory? Think of it this way. Identical twins might look the same, equal sign, but they're still two separate individuals, is. Using the wrong operator can lead to unexpected results, especially when dealing with mutable objects. We'll dive into some examples to solidify your understanding. Finally, let's demystify Python scope rules. Scope refers to the region of your code where a particular variable is accessible. Python follows the LegB rule: local, enclosing, global, and built-in. It's like a set of nested boxes. When you try to access a variable, Python searches through these boxes in the LegB order. This can sometimes lead to errors if you're not careful about how you define and use variables. The key takeaway is to be mindful of where you declare your variables and to use the OR keywords when you need to modify variables from outer scopes. Don't worry, we'll break it down with examples to make it crystal clear. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more coding tips and tutorials. We covered a lot of ground today, from list manipulation to scope rules. Remember, everyone makes mistakes when they're learning to code. The key is to understand why these mistakes happen and how to avoid them. Keep practicing, and soon you'll be writing clean, efficient Python code like a pro. See you in the next one.